I've come to the conclusion that Dillon Danis won't even come close to beating KSI.
Yeah, I mean, I know KSI is the favorite. I mean, Dillon Danis, yes, he is a fighting man, but he is more of a jiu-jitsu guy. I mean, for it to not really be close at all, I mean, we'll see. What's up, YouTube? It's Vincent back with another video. Hey, let's go, man. So right now, actually, it's my Christmas break, so I'm gonna be focusing on consistency. I'm gonna be posting more consistently for y'all because I love y'all, and y'all can return the favor by hitting that subscribe button, helping me reach 100,000 subscribers. And with that said, before we start the video, however, just 4 things y'all need to do: leave a like on this video, hit that subscribe button as mentioned, comment down below what video y'all want me to react to next, and follow my socials, which should be somewhere here. And yeah, today we're going to be reacting to KSI versus Dillon Danis. Would not be fair. But without further ado, let's get started with the video. I'm excited for this one.
KSI
Big fan of future
Dillon
boxing.
Danis is taking place in January on the next Misfits card. This was confirmed.
That's pretty
after
close,
the
actually. It's like
after lot
a
of
month
back
left
and
before this fight happens,
came to
which is
a breaking
crazy.
point when Dillon Danis threw a drink in KSI's face at their face-off. Now Dillon Danis is going to be fighting KSI.
Yo, that was personal right there, man.
This fight,
I think that's what made the fight personal.
But KSI may even lose. There is no way he can beat KSI. In fact, this fight will not be close and is not even fair. After reviewing fight clips from Dillon Danis and KSI, I've come to the conclusion that Dillon Danis won't even come close to beating KSI. Here's exactly why. Now we're going to take a look at a few aspects.
I mean, that's interesting. I mean, I know KSI is the favorite, and rightfully so. I mean, Dillon Danis, yes, he is a fighting man, but he is more of a jiu-jitsu guy rather than a boxer. But I mean, for it to not really be close at all, I mean, we'll see. I mean, I expect it to be at least a bit competitive, you know.
First, we're going to have a look at their records, stats, and general physical attributes, along with the level of competition. KSI, 5 fights, 3 pro fights, 2 KOs, 1 TKO, 1 draw, and 1 decision. Already, KSI has a good amount of experience, as we can see. He's been tested, especially with Logan Paul, in both fights, having to combat height and pressure with Logan Paul while eating shots. With Swarms and Pineda, well, although he hasn't been tested with them, he gained. Now here you'll notice the
What do you mean he hasn't been tested? I mean, he literally just fought 2 of the greatest boxers in history, so I don't know what he's on about,
While
man.
this match won't really be close, Dillon Danis has a record of 2-0 in Bellator. His fights have primarily been on the ground, with one of his fights being on the ground pretty much the whole time. He's been tested in terms of groundwork, but it's hard to say he's been tested in striking, and that's all that matters in a boxing match. Overall, we can see how KSI already has the edge in terms of experience, but there are other aspects to look at. Dillon Danis is taller. Dillon Danis is 6 foot, while KSI is 5'11". Not a crazy height difference, and therefore won't really be a game-changing difference here. That's pretty much everything in terms of their physical stats. It's also worth mentioning that Dillon Danis has a KO percentage of 0 and has only submitted his opponents. So although KSI has the edge on physical attributes and experience, we also have to talk about the most important aspect in a boxing match: the actual skill of both. And after reviewing both KSI's and Dillon Danis' fights, certain aspects of both skill stood out. Things which can be exploited by both, but it still remains obvious KSI would win. It's hard to find footage for Dillon Danis' striking. We only have a few examples of it. However, from what we do have, we can still get a good idea for how he'll stand and how he boxes. He's immediately seen with a low guard. Fighting with a low guard is not great when KSI likes to use one thing a lot: that overhand right. We can also consider the fact that as KSI has gotten faster over time, as we've seen with his most recent fights, he may be able to get that right delivered to Dillon before Dillon Danis can move back or bring
Yeah,
it
that's the
harder.
thing with KSI, you know, his biggest weapon is his right hand, but we haven't really seen him land it like just purely flush clean. And yeah, that's what I've been waiting for with KSI. I've been waiting for him to have like a Jake Paul type of knockout, specifically Jake when he fought Nate Robinson. Like, it was just a clean knockout. It was a power punch and it landed flush in his chin, and and Nate Robinson just got slumped and he got knocked out cold. So I feel
KSI likes
he
to
might be able
set
to
up
land it against
jab,
Danis,
jab,
considering,
jab,
as mentioned
further
here, you know,
divert Dillon
he's
Danis.
got a low guard.
Smart. KSI most recently was seen with a high guard prominent. However, this drops as he gets comfortable. Dillon Danis has a low guard throughout, and so this aspect of Dillon's defense is easier to exploit. In the later rounds, this may be the case even more as his stamina dropped. Looking at Dillon Danis' speed, he's quite fast with what we've seen. Also, he can throw good combinations while maneuvering around his opponent. But the people he has fought have not given him anything back for it. In his boxing footage, he throws and...
By the way, I think that guy he's sparring here on the video is Paul Bamba. someone that Tommy Fury was supposed to face actually in Global Titans, but that's just a FYI. Let's continue.
This means he's seen on the aggressive foot, moving forward and landing because he feels like he just can do it. However, KSI is not someone you can easily apply pressure to without getting a response. Dillon Danis almost always relies on the opponent to not give anything back. If we see some of his footage, he can easily change angles with his opponents, which is impressive as he's able to move off that center line and deliver these combinations. But again, with someone like KSI, he would have to be extremely quick to pull off a good few shots. He would have to blind KSI and maneuver around him to land any significant shots. KSI applying pressure and not allowing any openings to be existent as he tries to maintain this high guard would mean that Dillon will struggle to land anything significant. KSI would be the aggressor, and
sorry if I'm smiling. I just crack up every time I see Pineda. It's
leads in a few shots,
still surreal to me.
While KSI gains points. Now here's where things get interesting. Dillon Danis is an MMA fighter, and as we've talked about, he's good at maneuvering himself around his opponent, along with being good at using his weight to tire out and exhaust his opponent. If he were to pose a threat to KSI, he would have to be in a close proximity of him to possibly get through to KSI and use his MMA skills in this boxing fight. However, one thing KSI does really well is feign and make it awkward for opponents to get near him, with the fact that he's got that right hand which could land at any moment means that opponents don't get anywhere near him. Dillon Danis would struggle to utilize his MMA skills such as grappling, clinching or maneuvering due to this. Finally, a few things which are crucial to KSI winning this fight, which we haven't fully discussed: the pressure, aggression and combinations of KSI. In KSI's most recent fight, although he didn't get to showcase all of his skills, he managed to show one thing, and that was his aggressive nature. He didn't back down. You may think this was because he has easy opponents, but the same was apparent with Logan Paul. He does not give his opponents a break. This nicely leads me onto exactly how
KSI is fearless, man. He don't care. He'll just move forward.
Not even in MMA. He hasn't been pushing.
And yeah, the biggest thing with KSI is he's been moving forward, but they've been trying to make him have educated pressure, and I think that's something we'll see in this fight, assuming this fight goes long. And yeah, this is also something that people have wanted from Gib and have seen from Gib with the Gib versus Austin McBroom fight.
KSI has been improving his stamina and endurance. We can see how the gap between these two in terms of stamina and endurance is
damn, he's in shape. I'm not gonna lie, he's jacked then. He's jacked in there.
Drop further, and while he's on his back foot, KSI
looks like a fitness model.
His combinations and his stamina to finish the job. I mean, we saw Anthony Taylor almost knock him out with one right. So in my opinion, KSI can beat Dillon Danis quite easily. It's an accumulation of many things. One of the main reasons, however, is that Dillon Danis is not really experienced at all and hasn't developed many boxing skills. Dillon Danis can throw a punch but is better at groundwork, which is not useful in a boxing match. KSI.
However, Dillon Danis did spar and train with Conor McGregor, so yes, he is unexperienced, but I just feel like he's someone not to be underestimated. Maybe McGregor showed him a few tricks here and there, and yeah, McGregor is a world-class striker, although be it more in like a kickboxing MMA type style, but still. But then I get what he's saying.
However, has taken the time to learn boxing specifically and has more recently developed small intricacies. Along with KSI's natural aggression, power and speed, along with the aspects we talked about in today's video, KSI wins this easily. It does go without mentioning that Dillon Danis may well have developed more boxing skills behind the scenes, but going off of what's out there, KSI wins. Subscribe and let me know who wins this fight with a reason in the comments below. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.
Alright. So, who do y'all think will win the fight? Comment it down below. And I always do KSI was gonna win, but I mean, Ash HD, he's made pretty good points. He feels like, yeah, KSI is gonna win, but he feels it's not even gonna be close, which is insane. But yeah, I don't know. I mean, with the footage that Danis has showed, it's pretty evident that KSI should just mop the floor with him. First round, maybe second round knockout. But at the same time, most of the clips that is seen from Danis were like 2-3 years ago while he was trying to recover from his knee injury, I believe. So if he has improved 3 years, I mean, it's 3 years is a long time. If he's improved, then this fight can be a bit closer than expected. But yeah, I mean, honestly, I see this KSI fight as his Ben Askren fight, like Jake's fight with Ben Askren. So I feel like this Danis fight is KSI's Ben Askren fight. However, key things to notice, to take note of, is that Dillon Danis did spar and train with McGregor for a time. And yeah, Danis is coming off of surgery, but when Jake fought Askren was like 36 and retired for a bit. I think Danis is like in his late 20s or something. So, you know, he's definitely in his, or so, at least supposed to be in his physical prime. But yeah, man, that's the video. Comment down below who y'all think will win this fight. And yeah, that's the video. And it's been your boy Vincent, and I'm out. Peace!